Yo fam, I am back with another video. Part 5 of What If Naruto Was Neglected Before Getting the Proper Training. The like goal is 6 likes, but if we can get more that would be nice. Now let's get into the video. Naruto-chan, please be careful, the exams are dangerous. With that said, I expected you to be promoted, Tsunade told her grandson. Naruto smiled and hugged Tsunade. I'll be fine, I promise, Naruto told her before releasing her and approaching Shizune. She was giving Naruto a warm smile, then kissed him on the cheek. For good luck, Shizune said. Naruto blushed and nodded. He headed out the door towards the academy to meet up with his teammates. It was his time, he would be one step closer to his dream. All his hard work will pay off, at least that he was hoping for. Naruto. Naruto looked up and saw Sakura waving at him smiling. Sasuke was in the back with his eyes closed. Naruto approached the team, receiving a hug from Sakura. Are you ready? Of course, it's time to show the world that Team 7 is the greatest team, Naruto said, leading his teammates to the exam. Sasuke seethed, thinking he should be the one to lead. When they walked up the first set of stairs, they noticed Team Guy. Please, we just want to take the exam, Tenten pleaded on the ground. Naruto smiled, he knew she was faking but didn't know why. He then looked at the room door in front of them, it said 302. Sakura-chan, this is the wrong floor. Let's move upstairs, Naruto whispered. Sakura nodded and was about to follow Naruto. Remove the genjutsu, it's pathetic, Sasuke said, walking forward. He was trying to put himself on a pedestal and show that a Uchiha couldn't be fooled. Sasuke-tem, I know you like to show off, but what you just did, you just made yourself look like a moron, dumbass. This was a test to weed out the weak, but you had to give everyone the answer. At this rate you're not Chunin material, Naruto scolded. Sasuke seethed and was about to say something and tell Team Guy. Wow, what's that sword? May I take a look, Naruto-kun? Naruto smiled at the weapon lover. Sure. He handed the girl his sword. Tenten had hearts in her eyes. The sword was a beautiful crimson red, mixed with black. It was well taken care of and sharpened just right. She handed the sword back to Naruto. That's an amazing sword, do you mind if we spar sometime? Sure, anyway, I have something for you, Naruto said, pulling out a scroll and handing it to Tenten. Tenten looked confused but opened the scroll. Her eyes had stars when she saw multiple shurikens, kunais and different swords. Naruto chuckled at her reaction. And here's the best part, they're made out of chakra metal. Tenten's head snapped at Naruto when she heard that. And you'll just give it to me? Of course, you want to be a weep HMPH. Naruto couldn't finish when Tenten slammed her lips onto Naruto. Sakura's eyes twitched a bit. Sasuke didn't care and Team Guy was shocked at the reaction. She pulled back and gave him a flirty wink. Thanks Naruto, maybe after the exam we could train sometime, Tenten said. Naruto nodded dumbly before replying. Sure, if I get a kiss like that every time I give you a weapon, I might go hunting for more, Naruto said with a blush and scratched his cheek. Tenten punched Naruto's arm. You have to buy me dinner first. Who knows, you might get lucky, Naruto smiled at that. Are you Naruto Uzumaki? Naruto turned to Neji but for some odd reason, he was glaring at him. You're the one Hinata-sama always talks about and the one responsible for her recent change. Because of you, she now thinks she can change her fate as a failure. Naruto's eyes narrowed at the comment. Let's get some things straight. 1. I have no idea what change you're on about. And 2. Watch what you say about her. Neji snorted. Or what? Or I might do something I regret, Naruto said in a dark tone, putting his hand on the hilt of his sword. Neji activated his Byakugan and Naruto's eyes turned slit. The room was filled with Naruto's killer intent. Neji wasn't showing it, but he was a little scared. Sakura was concerned Naruto might do something he regrets. You two calm down, it's unyouthful for comrades to fight, Lee said, walking between them. Neji deactivated his eyes and walked towards the stairs. You better not hope we don't face each other, the Hyuga said walking up the stairs. Tenten shook her head disappointedly. I'm sorry about him, he has a pole stuck up his ass, Tenten commented, causing both Naruto and Sakura to laugh. Lee approached the Pinkett blushing. Excuse me, Sakura-chan. You are the most beautiful girl I ever laid my eyes on. Will you be my girlfriend? I promise to protect you with my life, Rock Lee proposed. Sakura looked at the green spandex boy and signed. Sorry Lee, was it? I already have my eyes on someone else, Sakura said. Lee cried anime tears for a second before turning to Sasuke. Excuse me Sasuke Uchiha, I would like you to spar with me. Naruto, Sakura and Tenten looked at Lee with a shocked look on their faces. Sasuke gave Lee an arrogant smirk. You know who I am and still want to fight me? I do, I want to prove genius can beat natural talent, Lee responded. Sasuke, don't do it, the Uchiha turned to Naruto as the blonde continued. You can't beat him as you are, he's strong. Sasuke snorted and turned to face Lee. I'll end this in a minute. Naruto shook his head and turned to walk away. Sakura decided to follow him. Naruto-kun, why did you say that? Do you believe Sasuke will lose? Naruto nodded. Yes, Sasuke's pink eye won't work on him. How come? He doesn't use chakra but he is a pro at taijutsu. Sasuke will not be able to touch him. When they approached the top of the stairs, Kakashi was there waiting for them. Hey you two, where's Sasuke? Getting his glorified ass handed to him by Bushy Brow Jr., Naruto answered as Sasuke approached them limping. He looked at Naruto and narrowed his eyes. Not a damn word, Sasuke said. Naruto whistled innocently while Sakura giggled. You should have listened to Naruto-kun, he did try to warn you, Sakura said. Sasuke glared at her, causing her to blink confusingly. When you said, not a word, I thought it only meant for Naruto. Kakashi signed. Well, I'm glad all three of you are here, especially you two Sakura and Naruto. Be safe, and even if you don't make Chunin, there's always next year, but try your best. Naruto and Sakura looked at each other and smirked. Kakashi had no idea about their training and thought it was funny. When they walked through the doors they were met with glares from multiple glares. Naruto ignored it and walked towards the corner of the room with his team in pursuit. Naruto, test out your Kitsunai, it can couple jutsu like the Sharingan and repel genjutsu towards the caster. I also modified it so you can see chakra levels and hum true attention through their chakra. If it's black, they're a threat. If it yellow, they're friendly, and blue, they're neutral. Naruto nodded and activated his new dojutsu. His eyes turned gold and had slits. He looked around the room, analyzing the competition. Across the room and raven-haired, pink-eye Kunoichi was looking at Naruto. It can't be. He looks like the Yondaime description. Damn, this couldn't be worse timing. Trying to make an alliance with these tree huggers, to find out the Yellow Devil has a son. I might be wrong, but if I'm not, Ka-chan will be avenged, the Kunoichi thought, holding a hilt of a special katana. On the other side of the room, there was a Kumo team of 3 girls. 1 redhead and 2 blondes. One blonde had a twist in her hair and the other had short hair that goes to her shoulder, but there was something special about these 2 girls. The first one was a Jinchuriki and the second had a sword with a silver hilt. Both the blondes were eyeing Naruto suspiciously. Yugito, Samui, what are you two staring at? Karui asked. The competition. He has one of the 5 Shatter Star blades like me. Samui answered. Not only that, but there's something about him that feels similar. Yugito added. Karui looked at her teammates confusingly and turned to Naruto. He doesn't seem like much. I bet I'll kick his ass in an instinct. Karui said. If you fight him, you won't win. He's strong, I can feel it. Do not underestimate him if you fight, Samui said in a stern tone. Naruto was analyzing the competition until he snapped out his thoughts. Looks like the gang's all here, Kiba said with Shino and Hinata walking behind him. The Inuzuka turned to Sasuke and smirked. We're so going to kick your ass, Sasuke. I've gotten a lot stronger since the last time. Sasuke smirked. We'll see, won't we? Kiba nodded and turned to Naruto. I'm surprised you're here, dead last, but I guess it was because Sasuke had to backpack your ass. Kiba taunted. Sakura was about to retort, but Naruto put a hand on her shoulder and shook his head. Never underestimate your opponent, Mutt. You might regret it, Naruto said. Kiba was about to retort when a purple blur jumped on Naruto's back. Hello, fellow blonde, I missed you, Ino said, rubbing her cheek against Naruto's. Pig, get off Naruto-kun, Sakura yelled at the blonde, grabbing Naruto's arm and hugging it. Kiba was shocked at the display. Shikamaru and Choji walked towards the group as well. When did the loser become a chick magnet? Kiba asked, then he received a smack on the head from Hinata. It's not nice to insult our friends, Kiba-san, Hinata said, walking to the group and greeting Naruto. You rookies shouldn't be too loud. A silver-haired guy with glasses walked up to the group. You see, some of them are from Kiri and they have a short temper. Everyone here is tense, Kabuto said, pointing at a group of nin, releasing some ki on the rookies, trying to intimidate them. Naruto stepped forward and smiled. Kuruma. Right, Naruto smiled and released some ki of his own, along with Kuruma's chakra, scaring most of the competition. Yeah, that's what I thought. I don't appreciate people glaring at my friends. Sasuke was seething in jealousy at the display. Kiba was shocked. Shino smiled under his jacket, while Sakura. Ino and Hinata was awe as the former Uchiha fangirls had hearts in their eyes, while the Hyuga heiress was blushing up a storm. Kabuto narrowed his eyes at Naruto, but soon he turned it to a cheerful eye smile. Wow, pretty impressive. Anyway, I'm Kabuto and I'll help you guys out. Here, let me show you something, he said, pulling out some cards and placing them in front of them. Kabuto-san, how many times did you take these exams? Excuse me for being rude, but you seem a little older than us. Sakura asked. Oh, I took the exams 7 times. Kabuto answered. Wow, you must suck, Kiba commented. Naruto narrowed his eyes. That doesn't make any sense. He has as much chakra as Kakashi-sensei and he smells like Anko-chan but more potent with a hint of chemicals. Naruto thought. Or these exams are just hard. Kabuto responded by holding up a card. These are chakra-infused cards. It contains information about almost anyone in this room. If there's anyone you want to know about, it'll be a good time to ask. Sasuke stepped up. Anyone, huh? Subaku no Gaara, Rock Lee and Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto frowned and smirked. I think it speaks very poorly of you, Tem, to ask about your own teammate. But considering you're a self-righteous prick, I guess it's hard to take your head out your ass. Sasuke gritted his teeth but ignored the comment. Ah, you know their names. Let's see. Rock Lee, he has completed 20 D rank and 11 C rank missions. His teammates are Tenten and Neji. And he's skilled in taijutsu, not much information on any other skills. Gaara, his teammates are his brother and sister, 14 C ranks and 1 B rank missions. Since he's a foreigner, there's no info on his skills, but it said he completed every mission without a scratch. A B rank mission, without a scratch. That's something for a genin, Shikamaru commented. Now Naruto Uzumaki, Now let's see. What? Kabuto said in surprise. 32C rank, 5B ranks, 5A ranks. He also received no scratches on his B rank missions. But the weird thing is, it says here that his skills are mediocre. He should be just a high genin, Kabuto stated. Everyone turned to Naruto with a confused gaze. Naruto just smirked. I guess Jeej forgot to update my skills, I should thank him later. Naruto thought. Sakura and Ino analyzed the blonde and smiled. I see, Naruto-kun is keeping his skills a secret. After all, there's no way a regular genin could fight a missing nin with a sword without any skills. Sakura thought. Forehead told me Naruto-kun beat a missing nin, so that means she was either overexaggerated or Naruto-kun hiding his skills. Ino thought. Sasuke gritted his teeth and glared at the blonde. When did he do those missions? This guy is useless. The Dobi must be hiding his true power. In the back of the crowd with 3 sound nins, the female of the trio was looking at Naruto. Kabuto-san is a fool. The blonde is practically leaking power. And not just him. The blonde with the ponytail from Kumo and Gaara feels the same. They're the real threat. Mindy from Taki has just as much power but she doesn't feel as strong. Naruto maybe he can help me get away from him. Jonin lounge. Wow, I didn't think you would allow your team to do B-rank missions, Kakashi. Asuma said, watching the genin from the monitor alongside his fellow Jonin. I didn't. I have no idea how he completed those missions. Kakashi stated. When did his blonde student complete those missions and why did the Hokage allow it? All he had Sasuke do the past few months was D ranks and some light sparring and gave him a few fire jutsus. Do you mind if I join you? Everyone turned to see Yugao walk in the lounge. Yugao-chan, why are you here and not in Anbu headquarters? Kurenai asked. Well, until the exams are over, I'm a Jonin and I'm here to witness my apprentice in action. Yugao answered, standing next to Kurenai. Kakashi gave the Anbu a questionable glance. What? Who's your apprentice? Now why would I spoil it, Kakashi-senpai? I will tell you he's the real threat of the exams. I'm proud to be his teacher. Yugao answered. Kakashi shrugged and turned to the screen. Most likely won't be a match for Sasuke. Most likely it's Tenten. Academy room. What? Listen to me, we shouldn't do this. Kin tried to warn her teammate. Dosu and Zaku wanted to attack Kabuto for calling them basically nobodies. But Kin was against it since a certain blonde was near the Konoha spy. That Naruto kid is aware, he's been shifting his stance and been listening to us. Shut up, you're just paranoid. Let's go, Dosu said as he and Zaku leapt towards Kabuto. Kin turned her attention to the blonde and saw him smirk as he put his hand on the hilt of his sword. Dosu swiped at Kabuto, breaking his classes with gauntlets. Put this in your cards, the sound will make chunin. Now how will that happen if you're going to be dead? Said Kabuto in Naruto's voice. Kabuto poofed and revealed to be Naruto and Naruto poofed out of existence revealing to be a Bushin. Dosu then felt a blade on his shoulder. He slowly turned his head and saw the real Naruto holding a sword to his throat. First the sand, now the sound. You guys trying to start a war or something? I don't sit well when my comrades are attacked. Zaku, Dosu called out to his teammate. Zaku charged at the blonde with a kunai, but was struck in the arm by Hinata Juken's strike. Ino then tripped the sound nin and Sakura put him in a headlock. Dosu turned his head to the genin group and saw Kabuto jaw dropped. How did you know? Let's just say, thanks to a furry friend of mine, I have advanced hearing. Naruto answered by bringing the blade closer. He turned to the 3 girls and nodded towards them. Please let them go, I need them to pass the exam. Regardless of how stupid they are, Kin said, walking up to the group. Naruto removed his sword and nodded towards the girls that held Zaku, prompting them to release him. He turned to Dosu and smirked. You should think of your cute teammate. Beauty and brains come in a package, Naruto said. Kin blushed at the comment and the three walked away glaring at the blonde. Alright you maggots, settle down, Ibuki said, bursting through the door. Jonin lounged. Kakashi, Asuma and Kurenai were awed when they watched their students in action. When did Naruto and Sakura improve this much? When did Ino actually start training? Asuma asked. When did Hinata get so aggressive? Kurenai pondered. In the village, a woman drinking sake, one outside the forest of death and on shopping with a pig sneezed. Testing room. Naruto saw down next to a girl from Taki and Tamari, both of them eyeing him. He turned to the sheet of paper and narrowed his eyes. What the heck, are these the questions we are supposed to answer? No genin can answer unless you were tutored by an Anbu. Alright, listen up. My name is Ibuki and I'm the first proctor. This is a written test and I'm going to explain the rules. Rule 1. Each of you will start off with 10 points. Every time you get a question wrong, you lose a point. Rule 2. This is still a team assignment. Which means passing or failing will be determined by the sum of your total 3. If you're caught doing suspicious acts like cheating or whispering, you'll lose 2 points. You have 1 hour to finish, begin. Naruto chuckled a bit. Ibuki practically told them the objective. He looked at the test and he was able to answer a few thanks to Yugao, but some of them were hard. He turned to check on his teammates and wasn't surprised to see Sakura able to answer the question. Sasuke was using his pink eye to cheat. Naruto and Sakura's eyes met and the blonde started to mouth the questions and Sakura nodded. Naruto turned back around and closed his eyes. While focusing his hearing on Sakura penned sound using his wind affinity and Kuruma sensitive ears and began to write to the rhythm of her pen. After an hour and kicking a few teams out, Ibuki decided to call it. Alright maggots, time's up, Ibiki said. He then turned to Konkuro and smirked. If you're finished playing with your dolls, we can finish. Konkuro flinched a bit and proceeded. Before I give you the 10th question, you have to choose if you are going to take the question. And if you don't, you and your team will fail. Also, if you get this wrong, you'll never become a chunin. After a few people left, Naruto noticed Choji about to raise his hand and spoke up. Whatever, I'm not scared. If I remain a genin forever, I guess the old man will have to change the rank system for genin to the strongest because I'm going to be the best. Everyone turned to Naruto and smiled. He's pretty cool. He's awesome. I hope we can become friends. Even though he's that Tem's son, I gotta admit I'm impressed. Naruto-kun is amazing. Yeah. Go Naruto-kun. Blondie is definitely boyfriend material. Gotta admit, he's kinda hot. Yeah Naruto-kun. He's kinda cool. I have to ask him for help soon, but gotta admit, he's not bad, was the thought of different kunoichis. Ibiki smirked. The brat eliminated all their fears. I see why Anko likes him. For all those who stayed, you pass. After the words left his mouth, a purple blur jumped through the window. But guys, I am ending it here. Remember to hit that like and sub button. Now I am out. Stay blessed you all.